Hi guys, so good evening, welcome back to my good morning pala. So it's 5:04 in the morning and today is again December 17, 2023. So ayan, continue lang natin yung reading session. So ito na to guys, yung nakat like a while ago. Okay? So wait lang ah. Okay, continue. So ito yung epekto talaga sa akin kapag beer lang yung iniinom. So I'm usually awake at an early hours. Alam nyo naman na hindi ako morning person. Ayan, so naloka ko dun. Ano, that it's okay. Later, I'm gonna have some rest, like the whole Sunday. Okay? So the so-called yuppie lifestyle, for instance, is based primarily on the sensate principles, while Bible Belt fundamentalism rests on ideational premises. These two forms, in their many variants, coexist somewhat uneasily in our current social system, and either one functioning as a system of goals can help to organize life into a coherent flow activity. Okay? So not only cultures but individuals as well embody these meaning systems in their behavior. Business leaders like Lee Iacocca or H. Ross Perot, whose lives are ordered by concrete entrepreneurial challenges, often display the best features of the sensate approach to life. The more primitive aspects of the sensate worldview are represented by someone like Hugh Hefner, whose Playboy philosophy celebrates the simple-minded pursuit of pleasure. Representative of an unreflected ideational approach include Ubulol tayo guys. Ang aga kasi. See? It's morning. So, ideologues and mystics who advocate simple transcendental wala pa tayong coffee. Transcendental solutions such as a blind faith in divine providence. There are, of course, many different permutations and combinations. Televangelists like the Backers or Jimmy Swaggart publicly exhort their audience to value ideational goals, while in private indulging in luxury and sensuality. So, ayan. So, ko-continue ko to later guys kasi medyo nawalan ako sa mood. Ayan. So, nakat na naman siya. Later for sure. Continue ko to ha. Bukas na. Later na morning na. So, we'll see you again. Bye! Hi guys! So, let's continue our unfinished business. So, ayan. Medyo cut yung ating reading sesh. Kasi, I'm doing a lot. You know, when it's Sunday, we're doing a lot. I'm supposed to go somewhere else pero hindi ko na tinuloy kasi hindi na kaya ng aking time. So, ayan. Continue. So, occasionally, a culture succeeds in integrating these two dialectically opposed principles into a convincing whole that preserves the advantage of both while neutralizing the disadvantages of each. Sorokin calls these cultures idealistic. They combine an acceptance of concrete sensory experience with a reverence for spiritual ends. In Western Europe, the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance were classified by Sorokin as being relatively most idealistic, with the highest points reached in the first 2 decades of the 14th century. Needless to say, the idealistic solution seems to be the preferable one, as it avoids the listlessness that is often the keynote of purely materialistic world views and the fanatical asceticism that bedevils many ideational systems. So, Sorokin's simple trichotomy is a debatable method of categorizing cultures, but it is useful in illustrating some of the principles by which men and women end up ordering their ultimate goals. The sensate option is always quite popular. It involves responding to concrete challenges and shaping one's life in terms of a flow activity that tends toward material ends. Ayan guys, so December na no guys, parang in a glimpse, may nakita kasi akong post sa Facebook before I deleted my Facebook. I mean, the app. So, may nakita ko dun. Yung December 1 to 15, parang 5 minutes lang. Which is so true. Like, my God, I just cannot believe it. Like, sobrang fast-paced. Even me, my experience for the last, since the accident happened, it's so fast. It's so frustrating and makes you wanna be, your mind space is in chaotic shit. Like, I can't even explain it. So, hindi pa siya natapos eh. So, that is one of the thing also. So, I also don't know what to say, what to do kasi my mother is kind of like tigas ang ulo. So, I don't know what she really want to do. So, pati kami nahihirapan na din kami mag-decide what is the right thing or the best thing that she needs. Diba? So, anyway, continue na tayo, guys. Baka maging kung saan na naman ito mapuntang natin. So, among its advantages is the fact that the rules are comprehended by everyone and the feedback tends to be clear. The desirability of health, money, power, and sexual satisfaction is seldom controversial. But the ideational option also has its advantages. Metaphysical goals may never be achieved, but then failure is almost impossible to prove. The true believer can always distort feedback to use it as a proof that he has been right, that he is among the chosen. Probably the most satisfying way to unify life into an all-embracing flow activity is through the idealistic mode. But setting challenges that involve the improvement of material conditions while at the same time pursuing spiritual ends is not easy, especially when the culture as a whole is predominantly sensate in character. So, super inantok na ako guys, like, because I'm exhausted and I just wanted like my heart, my mind, and my body and soul to rest, you know, this night. Kasi grabe, pagod ko. Like, I cannot feel the, parang, hindi maka-human. Sometimes I feel, anyways, let's not talk about it. Anyways. Yan. So, another way to describe how individuals order their action is to focus on the complexity of the challenges that they set them rather than on their content. Perhaps, what matters most is not whether a person is materialist or ideational, but how differentiated and integrated are the goals he or she pursues in those areas. As was discussed in the final section of Chapter 2, complexity depends on how well a system develops its unique traits and potentialities and on how well related these traits are to each other. In that respect, a well thought out, sensate approach to life, one that was responsive to a great variety of concrete human experience and was internally consistent, would be preferable to an unreflective idealism and vice versa. So there is a consensus among psychologists who study such objects that people develop their concept of who they are and or what they want to achieve in life according to a sequence of steps. Guys, nakakaantok guys. So, each man or woman starts with a need to preserve the self, to keep the body and its basic goals from disintegrating. At this point, the meaning of life is simple. It is tantamount to survival, comfort, and pleasure. When the safety of the physical self is no longer in doubt, the person may expand the horizon of his or her meaning to embrace the values of a community, the family, the neighborhood, a religious or ethnic group. This step leads to a greater complexity of the self, even though it usually implies conformity to conventional norms and standards. The next step in the development involves reflective individualism. The person again turns inward, finding new grounds for authority and value within the self. He or she is no longer blindly conforming but develops an autonomous conscience. At this point, the main goal in life becomes the desire for growth, improvement, and actualization of potential. The fourth step, which builds on all previous ones, is a final turning away from the self back toward an integration with other people and with universal values. Ayan. So, tapos na natin, guys, yung ating binabasa. I'm really grateful that you are here with me. Siyempre, ang babait ng aking viewers. Yan. So, thank you guys for having me on your daily routines. Yan. I don't know, like, sobrang hindi ko ma-explain yung mga pangyayari, but I believe that it's gonna be okay. So, whatever it is, what it is, kung ano man, yun na yun. So, hindi na natin siya, it's out of my hands. It's uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable, whatever it is that is going on my external environment. But my inner world is a bit of like just on a waiting mode and a decisions are about to happen again. So, as much as we don't want those things, diba? Kala mo, laging go with the flow ka lang. Eventually, you will come to a point where you have to decide about the path you want to take in this lifetime. So anyways, guys, ayan, papahinga na tayo. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. I will see you again tomorrow. Pag hindi na ako, hopefully, inaantok ha, kasi I'm so tired. Good night.